What is up, guys? Today we have the battle of the bots here. This is the battle of the automatic pool skimmers here, and I'm actually very excited to show you this. I have 3 automatic pool skimmers here, and they actually all work really well. But which one is right for you? Well, hopefully at the end of this video, you'll be able to decide. So each one of these automatic pool skimmers is brand new for 2024 here. First off, we have the Aiper Surfer S1 right here, and it works amazingly well. It's the coolest looking one out of the bunch here, I have to say. Over here, we have the Betta SE Plus, and this works really well. It's based off of last year's model, but a few upgrades to it, which is nice. And finally, we have the Smonet SR5 right here, which is also a really great automatic pool skimmer, but from a new brand, a new company. So how do these actual skimmers compare to each other? And well, I gotta be honest here. All 3 of them actually work really well in the pool. They really do their job really well, and that is to automatically skim your pool. So what is the job of an automatic pool skimmer? Well, first off, these are devices that you actually place into your pool, and it floats on the top surface of your pool to capture all sorts of debris. You have medium, small, large size debris like leaves, twigs, branches, whatever it is, but you also have small fine debris like pollen, dead bugs, even pet hair. It'll actually pick up all that debris on the surface of your pool, and the whole idea behind that is that it won't allow it to sink down to the floors of your pool, and thus by doing so keeps your pool clean longer, which means you'll actually have to do less work to keep your pool clean during the season, which is really awesome. And all 3 of these actually do that job really well. In terms of performance, they all perform really well. Now, before I get deeper into this, I want to mention, even though all 3 of these work really well, not one of these is a standalone cleaner. These are not standalone cleaners. Automatic pool skimmers are not standalone cleaners. So depending on which one you get, don't expect it to just clean your pool 100%. You'll still have to do a little bit of work on your behalf. This is because these skimmers just focus on the top surface of the pool. They never sink down to the bottom of the floors or the walls. So underneath the water, there's still bacteria. Even though you can't actually visually see the dirt, the debris in the pool, underneath the water, there's a bacteria that breeds. And you will need to either manually vacuum it with a brush or use an automatic robotic pool cleaner like I do to actually scrub that surface on the bottom of the pool. These skimmers do not go down there and do that. So you will still have to brush and clean your pool floors and walls occasionally. It's just that with these skimmers in the pool, it's less frequent. You won't have to do it nearly as often. Before actually using these skimmers, I would put a robotic pool cleaner in the pool every day. Now with these actual pool skimmers in the actual pool all the time, I don't have to put my automatic robotic pool cleaner in the pool nearly as often. I used to put it in every single day. Now I'm putting it in every other week, basically. And it does a really great job at helping me clean the pool. It's a really great tool to add to your pool cleaning. That's what these cleaners, these automatic pool skimmers do really well. So which one of these actual automatic pool skimmers is right for you? They all do a really good job, but it comes down to a few different things here. They all actually have similar features. Let's first talk about what they all do really well. Basically, they work really well to skim the surface of your pool, but they all work off of rechargeable batteries. Yes, all 3 of these are rechargeable. And first, they charge through the power of the actual sun here. You see all 3 of these panels on the top here? These are actually solar panels. And what it does is it absorbs the sunlight and it powers that rechargeable battery to basically move along the pool. During the swim season, when you have sunlight just blazing down on you on these actual skimmers here, you really don't have to touch these at all. You don't have to charge them at all because it'll be able to charge itself, which is awesome. The only time you'll actually have to touch these during the swim season is to actually empty out the debris, which is nice. Now, you're thinking, what about those dark, cloudy days? What about the fall and winter season when we don't get sunlight? Well, what's great about all 3 of these is that there's a second charging option. Yes, you can actually plug them all into an actual outlet and charge it that way instead if you don't have sunlight, which is great. This means that instead of only being able to use it during the swim season for 3 to 5 months out of the year, you can use any one of these basically the entire year, all year long. Now, I already mentioned that all 3 of these cleaners do perform really well in the pool. All 3 of these cleaners also have ultrasonic sensors, and that's really awesome because what they do is when they're in the pool and they sense an object, a wall, a pool pole, whatever it is, even another skimmer in the pool, it'll actually be able to get out of it, avoid it, and basically not get stuck. So it's a big improvement over the past skimmers here. They won't get stuck anymore, which is great. So now you're thinking, what's the main difference here? Well, first off, the price. Yes, Now, all these cleaners actually work really well, but it's more expensive as you go up here. At the very top of the line here, we have the Aiper Surfer S1. This is the most expensive one, but it has the most features. The Betta SE Plus is the middle range right here. And finally, we have the lower range, the bargain Smonet SR5. But don't let that fool you. Just because it's on the lower price range doesn't mean it's not a great automatic pool skimmer. It's actually the opposite. It works really well for the price. I'm actually quite shocked. Now it's obvious here, the higher the price, the more features you get. So let's start off with the Surfer S1 here. What does it have that these other cleaners don't? And the fact is, this has the option of using an online app. Yes, you can actually download their Aiper app and be able to see a number of different things in the pool. First off, you can actually physically control the actual surfer in the pool. You can move it up, down, left, and right any way you want, which is awesome. I do want to mention though, there is a little latency, a little lag in that app. So when you actually push up or left or right, whatever direction, it'll take about 2-3 seconds before the actual surfer starts to move along the pool. But that's normal. These skimmers always have lag. The second thing you can actually do on the online app for the Aiper Surfer S1 here is the fact that you can actually see the temperature in your pool. Yes, there's a built-in thermostat for the Surfer S1 in the pool. So that's nice. You can sit at home on your actual couch and take note of the temperature in the pool, if it's actually too cold to jump in or if it's a perfect temperature to jump in. And lastly, the best thing, in my opinion, about the online app for the Surfer S1, which is totally unnecessary, but for me, I actually really like it, is the fact that the Surfer S1 is the only one with a battery indicator. Yes, there's a little tiny battery indicator that'll actually show you the actual battery percentage. It won't say the number, which is unfortunate, but there's an actual battery indicator, so you can tell if it's 50%, 75, or 100% full. This is really nice for me because I'm really paranoid about my devices. Whenever something gets about 50%, I like to throw it on the charger, regardless if the sun is out charging it or not. I just like to charge it so that I know that the next day it's ready to go. So with the Aiper Surfer app, I can actually see that and just take it out and charge so I know that I have a full charge for the next day. That's the real benefit of that actual app there. I love that small little feature there. And that's why the Surfer S1 is actually more expensive. Now, over here, the SE Plus here. This is actually a really great cleaner here. This is the mid-range price right here. What does this have that the others don't? Well, first off, it has everything else the other two does. But what this has is an actual physical remote control. Yes, you can actually control the SE Plus in the pool with this physical remote control, which is really nice. There is also a lag, a latency when you push a button on this. So don't expect it to move immediately when you push the button. Having remote control functions is actually really nice because it means you can actually control it to target a certain area of your pool, or you can actually tell it to come to you and take it out of the pool. Very convenient feature there, but it's not really necessary. Even though the Surfer S1 has that online app and this one has a physical remote control, it's not really necessary because these are automatic pool skimmers. Remember, they automatically skim and clean your pool. It works regardless of if you have an actual remote or not. So that's definitely one thing to consider if you actually need these features here. Now, we move on to the Smonet SR5 right here. This bright blue pool skimmer right here has impressed me quite a bit. But first off, I want to mention again, it is the lowest priced here. But it doesn't mean that it doesn't perform as well as the other two. It does a really good job in the actual pool. This one here is actually lighter in terms of actual weight than the other two are right here. This one comes in at about 14 pounds. This one's about 15 pounds. But this one right here is 10.5 pounds. It's actually very light compared to the other two. It's light for a reason though, I gotta mention. First off, the frame and design of it is actually smaller in general, but the basket, the debris basket itself is actually smaller. Let me actually pull this out here and show you. It is a big debris basket. It's about 3 liters in terms of size, but compared to the other two right here, let me open this one up. This is the SE Plus right here. And this one here is the actual Aiper Surfer S1 here. You can tell that these two are about 5 liters. Over here, you have the Smonet SR5. You can see it's smaller. It's about 3 liters in terms of size. So what this means is that on these two models here, you'll be able to empty out these baskets less often as opposed to the actual basket over here where you obviously will fill up faster. So you will have to empty out the basket on the SR5 more often than these two over here. Also want to mention that the SR5 doesn't actually have a handle to grip onto like these two over here. This one just pretty much slides in and pulls out. So that's a less convenient feature, but it's not hard to get used to. So that's why it's actually lighter in weight in general. Now, another thing that the SR5 right here doesn't have compared to these other two skimmers is the fact that there is no physical remote control. you don't have a physical remote here like the Betta SE Plus, and you don't have an online app like the Surfer S1 does. The SR5 right here, there is no control option. So you won't be able to control it in the pool at all, and you won't be able to basically direct it towards you to take it out of the pool. Now again, this is an automatic pool skimmer, so these remote controls are just extra features. Remember, this is less expensive, so you don't have that feature, but again, you don't necessarily need that feature. So I talked your ear off about all three of these automatic pool skimmers here. Let's finally put them into the pool, and I'll show you how well they work. So now I'm actually going to do something that I do not recommend. I'm going to put all three of these actual skimmers in the pool at the same time. One, because I think it'll be totally cool. It will literally be a battle of the bots hitting each other in the pool, but it's also a really great example to show that each one of these actually has sensors that are able to basically, if they hit each other, which I am almost certain they will hit each other, they'll be able to kind of turn away and back away and go about cleaning the actual pool. So without further ado, let's put these all into the pool and I'll show you how well it works. Okay guys, so I want to point out, take a look over here at my pool here. You can actually see that the surface of my pool is actually pretty clean. Unfortunately, my pool is too clean, but guess what? I grabbed a ton of debris right here. I'm just going to toss it in and show you that these skimmers will actually do a great job at picking up this debris. So, here we go. There's all that debris there, basically floating on the surface of the pool. So now let's actually take a look at all these actual skimmers here and who picks it up. Okay guys, you can see all the debris I put into the pool myself, but I just want to show you how well it works. You can see all three of these skimmers are in the pool right now. They're approaching the actual walls of my pool. This one right here, the Smonet, you can see it actually turned around just like that, and it's actually curving itself away from the actual pool here. Over there on the Surfer right there, you can see it actually run into my actual little floater, my little shark floater right there, but it's still able to go about the actual pool. And you can see them actually hit each other right there. You see that? But look at it. It's actually pushing itself away. Both cleaners are actually turning away from each other. Right here is complicated for the SR5 right here. It's got a wall right here as well. So it's actually stuck. And the Surfer is actually going against a wall. So look at these two right here. They'll be able to turn itself out and get out of this actual spot right here. The Surfer just turned itself around here. It's beginning to go that direction. So it is clean. It is good to go. The SR5 right here is actually backing out and turning around, and it should be able to free itself as well. And that little sharky that was in the actual Surfer that was before, that he ate up, just came right back out. So that's actually great. It won't actually pick up my little floaters in the pool. I got a bunch of these little floaters in the pool. Alright guys, so look at all this debris right here. You can see the Surfer just suck it all up as it moves along the pool. But look at the SR5 there, actually pick up debris in its little mouth as well. So that's actually awesome. Here's another really good example of the SR5 turning while it actually approaches the wall. You can see it already turned to not hit it straight on. That's awesome. It's going to turn the other direction. And over here, we have the Betta SE Plus coming in at the corner over here, going straight for that corner right there. So let's actually show you how it slows down towards that corner over there. It's coming at full pace right now. And here we go. It's turning right now. It senses the wall and it's starting to turn. You see that? There you go. That's how it actually acts in a corner right here. And now it'll be able to go forward and get out of that corner. So the SE Plus works awesome as well. Take a look at the Surfer S1. I'm at my top tanning ledge right here. It's actually on top of my tanning ledge, and now it's turning around the actual edge of my wall as well, so it's not actually getting stuck. That's actually awesome. There it goes, about cleaning my pool. You can see all that debris right there in front of it. It should be able to just suck it up. We have the SR5 right here also reaching my tanning ledge right here. This is my steepest corner right here. And past skimmers in the past will actually lodge itself on this actual very steep step. It's only about maybe 6 inches deep. And let's see if it actually gets stuck on this step here. It senses something. So it's actually moving and turning around. And in the back right here, we actually have the SE Plus coming around too. I think it wants to actually prove that he can do the same thing. The SR5 is turning out of the pool. The SE Plus sensed this wall and is turning at the same time. They're very close right now. Hopefully they hit each other, but it seems like they're going to be friendly right now. The SE Plus on my steepest step, most shallow step right here, is able to get out of it as well. It doesn't get stuck. Remember, this step right here, a lot of past skimmers will get stuck on it, but it's able to turn itself around and get around it. Alright guys, so take a look at both of these right here. The SR5 and the Surfer. They might hit each other. Come on, let's fight. And look at that. They're actually turning away. It's slowing down. It turned away from each other. But here we go. The SE Plus wants a bit of action right now. And the Surfer runs right into the SE Plus. But take a look right here. They're just turning away from each other. So that's actually awesome. Really great example of the obstacle avoidance and getting it around things here. No matter what you have in the pool, it'll be able to sense it and get around it. It won't just stay stuck on it. These skimmers here aren't enemies. They're actually friends in the pool. Alright guys, so the skimmers are actually all done now. Let's take a look at the pool here. And you can actually see that it picked up a majority of all the actual debris on the top surface of the pool here. And the actual skimmers are still running amok in the pool. And they're still getting along really well. But just take a look at the actual pool and how clear it is right now. The surface debris that I threw in there myself is all gone. Awesome. Okay guys, so I took all the skimmers out of the pool. Now I want to show you the debris here. Let me go ahead and pop this open just like this. You have to push it and slide it open. This basket pops right out here. And take a look at the debris right here. I'll open the latch. Look at that debris. The Surfer S1 picked up all that debris right there. I want to point out that it's all different sizes of debris here. Small, medium, and look at the smaller, finer pieces of sand and hair and pollen and things like that. So that's awesome. Now we'll take a look at the Betta SE Plus here. Open this up with that latch right there. Pull this up just like this. And take a look right here. Here's all the debris in this one as well. Also similar types of debris. Small, medium, and large. You can see back here the finer debris at the bottom right over here. So that's awesome. Also picks up different size debris there. And finally over here we have the Smonet SR5 right here. So I'll go ahead and pull that basket out. Just like that, and take a look. It picked up the biggest piece of leaf debris that I had in the pool, but you can see it also picks up the small, finer debris in the actual pool as well. So that's pretty awesome. All three of these cleaners did pretty well to pick up debris. Okay guys, so here is a quick look at all three of these automatic pool skimmers in the pool at one time. We have the Aiper Surfer S1 moving around, we have the Betta SE Plus also moving around, and the Smonet SR5 moving around in the pool. They all work pretty well in the pool. I was hoping that these three would actually battle it out and run into each other and just eat each other up, but because of that obstacle avoidance system, it's able to actually detect each other in the pool and slow down, and they won't actually crash into each other head on. Now, I do want to mention all three of these skimmers have really cool features. They all either get powered by sunlight with the power of the sun, or they can actually be plugged in and charged as well. So that's great. You can pretty much use these skimmers all year long. So the right one to choose for you is basically based off of the features. If you need an online app, a smart app, then the Aiper Surfer S1 is the way to go. If you don't need that, but you want a remote control anyways, the Betta SE Plus has a physical remote control. However, if you don't need either of those, you don't need any remote control at all, and you just want a basic pool skimmer that does a really great job at a lower price, the Smonet SR5 works really well. Just pick the features that you want and get any one of these skimmers. They all work really well. So you guys can see that all three of these automatic pool skimmers, they actually work really well in the pool. They'll do a really amazing job at picking up all that debris before it sinks down to the bottom of the floors, thus making your job much easier. I know you're upset about doing all that work there, but that's what automatic pool skimmers are designed to do, and all three of these work really well. So again, which one is actually right for you? The Surfer S1, the Betta SE Plus, or the Smonet SR5? Well, it comes down to price and features. If you want the top of the line cleaner, if you want one that actually looks pretty cool, you can charge it with the power of the sun, you can charge it with a cord that you plug into the wall, and you want an online app, then the Aiper Surfer S1 right here is definitely the choice. Spend the most money and get that Aiper Surfer S1. On the other hand, if you want a great price, you want a cleaner that does an amazing job, but you still want to be able to control it with a physical remote control, the SE Plus here will do that job perfectly. And at the low end, the Smonet SR5 here. If you want a pool skimmer to basically just put into the pool to let it automatically do its thing, you don't need an app, you don't need a remote control to control it, then the SR5 is actually really great. Save yourself money there, get the SR5. Regardless of which one you actually choose, they all work really well. Just pick one up, doesn't matter which one it is. Definitely a set of automatic pool skimmers here, I recommend.
We hope this review helps.